Yes, YouTube, just a quick video to go through this trade. Today I kind of jumped on with the question of which one's more important out of having the right bias, the quality of the accumulation, manipulation or distribution. So there's technically 4 things that we're looking at, and coming to the conclusion is that the most important thing is the direction, easily, hands down. Still obviously having all the other components, but the other components don't have to be perfect if we've got the direction in mind. I think if we're talking direction, the second most important part of that is then manipulation and then distribution. So it is actually really helpful to look at every single time frame in terms of AMD to figure out what we're looking at, why, and and constantly asking these questions of why, like why are we doing that, and then why, and then kind of what, like why are we doing that, and then if we're doing that because of this, what should I expect to see to back that up, basically. So for example, here, this is starting from the daily. I've got an accumulation here, push up, we've taken liquidity, and now we come back down. Why are we doing that? Maybe this is a manipulation, so what should I expect to see? A distribution there, then you drop. Now I've got more questions to ask. So here I noticed we had this wick here inside of this gap that was wanting to push up. It had already come down, but it looks like, to me, the behavior of that says I'm just coming down to gather more orders, but I still want to go up. So I'm thinking, okay, cool, maybe we're buying. And then again, when you drop further, remembering the good thing about like looking at everything in terms of AMD is that when I know that if this is a true manipulation, this is protected until we take that high. So then I can drop again and go, okay, look, actually there's an accumulation here and there's an accumulation here, so maybe I can just take that higher. And then this was the trade that I ended up taking. Oh, it comes down a little further. Okay. I was gonna say I do remember it coming into that gap, but this is the thing. Like, if I was to look at this without a direction, this would kind of be throwing me all over the place, because I'd be like, okay, that's an accumulation, manipulated, but then we've come back down, and now the distribution's taken long and all that kind of stuff. But to just easily move that to one side and be like, okay, I know the direction because we should technically be inside of this AMD, and then looking at the way that we're behaving, knowing that I'm looking for a buy, is so much better, because now we're just looking at it in terms of behaviour and going, okay, I want to buy. I don't, like, everything doesn't have to be perfect, but like, what is the reason why we've failed to take that high, and then we've came down and then came right back up again, because we're looking for a buy. So then it was just literally just waiting for that inversion to happen, which happened. Logged on at 9 o'clock, it happened. I then set my stop loss down there, TP was up there, and then I'll wait for a point 65, I think it was, and pull back. And that's mostly from just me like looking at this, um, looking at this and knowing that like yeah, 65 seems to be the number that it does come back to. It's like the right balance between coming back and getting a good price versus not letting them run away without you. So then it was just a matter of just waiting for it to play out. Setting the TP for 1-to-1, which was like there, I think. And yeah, but yeah, like I'm saying, breaking this down, it oh my god, I've just realised it actually did take its high low. No way. Well, either way, it still respected this low, and I think with that low being put in, it meant that that's telling me with bullish, like we're allowed to come as low as we want into that, but as long as we start pushing away and then start behaving like that, like you've got all these signs of accumulation here come up and then it fails to distribute. So why? It's constantly asking, why is that happening? And then because that's happened, what do I expect to happen next? Like it's just whys and whats, and then obviously we hit that. So I think for me, the question would be, what's the most importance? I'd say probably, if I was to rank it from highest to lowest, I'd say number 1 is direction, number 2 is manipulation, number 3 is distribution, and then 4 is accumulation. That's what I would hold the most important to, because again, looking at this as an accumulation just doesn't really make that much sense. Like we've got a small one there. If you was just holding, waiting for a trade for perfect accumulations, then that's not great. But because we've got direction, and then we hold manipulation to an importance. So it's like, okay, the manipulation came down, it took all of this that it was allowed to take up until at this point or that point or whatever, then turned around with volume. It's like, okay, I don't need to be entering straight away on this turnaround here, because I still don't fully know, because I'm now waiting for the distribution, but with an idea of going, okay, this is the high, bang, we came down, took that, now we're turning around, we just then wait for the distribution. And again with this one, this distribution weren't like 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Like it wasn't a solid distribution, but I think it's also adding more points to it as well. Like for example, if we were bearish, then this high shouldn't have been broken. Like if we were truly bearish, then this high here should have stayed, because that was the last manipulation that broke structure. So it's adding all those extra confluences, and like I think it's not so important to get the perfect versions of these AMDs. It's more important to ask the questions as to why this AMD, why am I on the right side of this AMD coin, and what parts of it do I want to see to make me feel confident that we're going to reach the area that we're aiming for. So yeah, direction, manipulation, distribution, accumulation.